Microbiology. Today we are going to visit a secret world that is all around you, but you can't see it with your eyes. It's called the tiny living world of microbiology. On your hands, on your table, in the air, even inside your tummy, there are millions of tiny living things. Don't worry, you can't feel them, but they are there working all the time. Today we will learn what they are, what they do, and we will do some fun experiments to see their superpowers. First, let's understand a big word. Microorganisms. Micro means very small and organism means living thing. So, microorganisms are tiny living things that are too small to see without a microscope. These tiny living things are everywhere. They live in soil, in water, in the air, on plants, on animals, and even inside your body. You are never really alone. You are surrounded by an invisible tiny world. Now, there are different types of microorganisms. They are bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Let's see about them one by one. Bacteria. Bacteria are tiny single celled organisms. That means each one is made of just one cell. Some bacteria are our friends. They help us digest food, they help make curd and cheese, and they help plants get nutrients from the soil. Some bacteria, though, can make us sick with infections and fever. So, bacteria can be harmful and helpful. Viruses. Viruses are even smaller than bacteria. They are like tiny invaders. They can't live alone. They need to enter a living cell to make more copies of themselves. Some viruses give us colds, flu, and other diseases. That's why we take vaccines and wash our hands to protect ourselves from many viruses. Fungi. You might have seen fungi as mushrooms growing on wood or on the ground. But some fungi are very tiny too. Mould, the fuzzy stuff that grows on old bread or fruit, is a type of fungus. Fungi help break down dead plants and animals, turning them into nutrients for the soil. So, are all microorganisms bad? No, not at all. Many of them are like tiny superheroes that help nature and help us. But some are troublemakers that can cause disease. The trick is we need to understand them and keep good habits so the helpers win and the troublemakers don't get a chance. let's quickly talk about where microorganisms live in nature. In the soil, tiny microbes break down dead leaves and dead animals. They act like little recycling machines. They turn waste into nutrients that plants can use again. Without these tiny recyclers, the world would be full of dead things and no fresh nutrients for new plants. So, microbes keep the ecosystem clean and balanced. Inside your body, especially in your stomach and intestines, there are many helpful bacteria. They help break down the food you eat so your body can take in vitamins and energy. They also help protect you from some bird germs by taking up space and food so the bad ones cannot easily grow. Now, how do these tiny things spread from place to place? Imagine you touch a dirty surface. Then you touch your face or your food. Invisible germs can move with your hand. When someone coughs without covering their mouth, tiny droplets with germs can travel in the air. That's why we say wash your hands, cover your cough, and keep things clean. It's not just a rule, it's science. To make this idea clear, let's do a simple fake germ activity. You can try this at home with an adult. Imagine you have some glitter or colored powder in your hand. Let's pretend the glitter is germs. If I put glitter on my hands and then touch the table, the door handle, and my own face, the glitter spreads everywhere very quickly. This is just like how germs move around even though we can't see them. Now, if I wash my hands only with water, some glitter will still stick. But if I use soap and rub my hands well for around 20 seconds, most of the glitter goes away. That shows why soap and proper washing are so important to remove germs. Germs are sticky just like that glitter. Okay, now it's time for our main microbiology experiment, that is growing mold on bread. Please remember, do this only with an adult and never open the bags once mold starts growing. We just look them from outside. For this experiment, you need 3 slices of bread, 3 clean plastic bags or small containers that can be closed, a little water, and a marker to label the bags. First, we will label our bags. One bag will be plain bread. The second bag will be wet bread. The third bag will be touched bread. Now, take the first slice of bread. Try not to touch it too much and put it into the bag labeled plain bread. Close the bag tightly. Take the second slice of bread. Sprinkle or spray just a few drops of clean water on it, not too much, just to make it slightly moist. Put it into the bag labeled wet bread and close the bag. Now for the third slice, this one is interesting. Before putting it in the bag, rub your unwashed hands gently on both sides of the slice. Your hands have invisible microbes from everything you have touched. Then put that slice into the bag labeled touch bread and close it. Now we have three bags, plain, wet and touched. Place all three in a warm place like a cupboard or a shelf away from direct sunlight. And now we wait. Science sometimes needs patience. Every day, without opening the bags, look at the bread slices closely. At first, they will look normal, but after a few days, you may begin to see small spots or fuzzy patches. These could be white, green, black, or even a little blue. That is mold growing. Mold is a type of fungus, a microorganism. It was not visible before, but tiny spores were already on the bread or in the air. When they got food from the bread, moisture from the water, and warmth, they started to grow and multiply. Now we can see them as fuzzy patches. Compare the three bags. Usually, the wet bread and the touched bread grow mold faster and more than the plain bread. Why? Because microbes like moisture and our hands carry extra microbes. The plain bread had fewer of the right conditions. So, mold may appear later or less. The very important thing is don't open the bags. Mold can release spores into the air and some people are allergic. After you finish observing the experiment, ask an adult to throw the sealed bags in the dustbin. This experiment shows one big idea about microorganisms. They are already around us, even when we don't see them. When they get the right conditions, food, water, and warmth, they can grow faster. Now, let's look at another nice example of helpful microorganisms, curd or yogurt. Do you like eating curd with your meals? Many people do, and it is actually full of friendly bacteria. Understand this. Think about how curd is made at home. Warm milk is taken and a spoon of curd is added into it. That spoon of curd already has live good bacteria. The bowl is covered and left in a warm place for a few hours. Inside that bowl, something magical is happening. The good bacteria are eating the natural sugar in the milk and changing it into a slightly sour substance. Because of their action, the milk becomes thicker and turns into curd. Those same bacteria, when we eat the curd, go into your tummy and help in digestion. You can even do a simple observation activity with curd. Take two bowls with warm milk. In one bowl, add a spoon of curd and mix it. In the other bowl, add nothing. Leave both covered for several hours. The bowl with curd will set into thick yogurt and the other will most likely stay milk or spoil in a different way. This shows that the curd had living bacteria that could grow and change the milk. So now you have seen two sides of microorganisms. In the bread experiment, mold, a fungus, grew and spoiled the bread. In the curd example, bacteria helped us create a tasty food and also help our stomach. Same tiny world but different rules. To stay healthy in a world full of microorganisms, we don't have to be scared. We just need to be smart. How can we do that? First, keep your hands clean. Wash your hands before eating, after playing outside, after using the toilet, and after touching pets or dirty things. Use soap and water. Rub your fingers, nails, and between your fingers for about 20 seconds. Second, keep your food covered. When food is left open, flies and dust and microbes can land on it and grow, especially in warm weather. Covered food stays safe for longer. Third, store food properly. Some foods need to be kept in the fridge so that microbes cannot grow quickly. If we leave them out for too long, they can spoil and make us sick. Fourth, listen to doctors and adults about vaccines and medicines. Some vaccines train your body to fight certain viruses and bacteria so that if they enter your body, your immune system is ready. Also, remember not all microbes are enemies. Many are like tiny helpers. They help make bread rise using yeast, help make cheese, help make pickles, and even help clean wastewater. In nature, they break down dead plants and animals so that the soil stays rich for new life. So, the tiny living world of microbiology is a mix of friends and a few enemies. Our job is to understand them and protect yourself with good habits. If you liked visiting this invisible tiny world today, try the bread experiment and the curd activity at home with an adult and tell us in the comments what you observed. Did your bread grow mold faster when it was wet? How long did your curd take to set? Thank you for exploring microbiology, the tiny living world with me today. Remember, science is everywhere, even in places we can't see. Stay curious, stay safe, and keep experimenting.